Hi, Essex. Welcome to day 3 of an introduction to Shakespeare. I hope you're all enjoying the unit so far. So today is Wednesday, the 24th of June, 2020, and we are going to gain knowledge today about the life of William Shakespeare. So yesterday we looked at the historical contexts about the religious aspect of Tudor times and the views for and against the theatre. And today we're going to look at William Shakespeare's life in a little bit more detail. So in today's lesson, we're going to be making notes about his life. And before we do that, we need to talk about why note-taking is so important, okay? So we're going to have a quick recap about how to take notes effectively before we begin the task. So, why take notes? To gather information about a specific topic, to use within a piece of writing at a later date, to analyze a text, and to revise for a test. So note-taking is something that you're going to be using all the way through your education. So it's really important that you start practicing skills from now. First of all, don't panic. There are a few different tricks and tools that you can use to help make note-taking easier. Find out first what you actually need to know. So what is it that you're actually trying to find out? Examine pictures and headings. So look in more detail at the layout of the text to give you clues to find that information. Read and take notes on one subheading at a time. So don't rush ahead, just take your time. Take regular brain breaks if you need to, and make helpful notes. So make notes that when you look back on it, you'll actually say, oh yes, I've actually learned something. Don't just copy it, because just copying doesn't mean that you're actually learning. So read and take notes on one subheading at a time. Let's look at that in a bit more detail. Don't try to tackle the entire text at one time and then take notes. You'll forget a lot and absorb very little. So work on one subheading at a time or one paragraph at a time. After reading one section, stop and write down what you think and answers to any of the review questions that you found. And then this will help you to remember everything in your writing process, and it will keep your notes more organized. And then move on to the next section and do it again. So just keep it in small little chunks. Don't try and read the whole text and then make notes on it, because it's not going to work for you. Okay, so scanning for keywords is another way of making notes. So think of the important words that link to what you're trying to find out. So for example, if you were trying to find out about William Shakespeare's plays and you had a whole passage on William Shakespeare, you could maybe scan through and find the names of different plays to help you. Quickly scan the text for these words, and then only read the parts of the text that contain your keywords. So you don't have to read the whole thing if you're not looking for all of that information, just the information you need. So skimming for important facts. Once you've found the correct section, you do not need to have read every single word. Skim over each sentence, taking in only the important facts. Okay, writing down only the key information. Write down what is most important only. So decide, is the fact that he had a big house important, or is the fact that he wrote many plays important? Okay, so evaluate the information as you're reading it through. Only write down keywords and phrases. You do not need to write in full sentences. Remember, this is for you to use. So make short, sharp notes, not long descriptive sentences. They're not needed. Okay, so now we've done looking at notes, we're going to go and look at some more information about William Shakespeare. Now, all of these slides are going to be emailed to you, and so you will have all the notes there to go through at your own pace and make notes from. You don't need to copy it, like I said. Remember what we said, you just take the key notes from here, and you can write them in brief notes in your exercise book. But like I said, I'll go through these very briefly. I'm not going to read all of it to you, but it's more for you to then use an information. And if you want to do some more research, you can do. Okay, so this page is all about the Globe Theatre, and it gives a bit more information about the different parts of the theatre and how the actors used to utilize the different aspects, such as the trapdoor and the fake roof that they had, which was used as a sky. Okay. This next one is about street entertainment and what life was like in Elizabethan times. Actually, it was Queen Elizabeth I who loved theatre. So despite the Puritans feeling like they wanted to be in charge and not have theatres anymore, Elizabeth I, who was the Queen at the time, said, "No, I absolutely love it, so I am going to continue." And after her, King James I took over, and even he loved theatre, so he actually changed the name of the theatre company from the Chamberlain's Men to the King's Men. Okay, and lots of information about other aspects of entertainment in Elizabethan times. There was animal fighting, bear baiting, and the Queen actually used to enjoy that as well. And some people used to find watching people being hanged as entertainment, which must have filled them with a lot of joy. I find it very strange. Okay, so this is some information about Shakespeare. This is the house that he grew up in, and you can actually see it now. It's still there in Stratford upon Avon. You can actually go and visit it. And this paragraph is just giving us information about when he was born. So not when he was born, when he died, and when he got married, and how many children he had, and all of that information. Okay. And then this tells us a bit more about school. So when Shakespeare went to school, what life was like at that time, going to school, and what he learnt, and whether he liked school or not. Okay, so all of that is in that paragraph or in that section. And then we have some made up newspaper articles. So we've got a newspaper report about a fire, and then we have one about public waste. So it just kind of gives you an idea about what life was like living in those times, okay, and how different it is to life now. And then there's some information about Stratford upon Avon and what it was like at the time, and the fact that there was markets and the different trades that people used to do. Okay, so all of that information, like I said, is available on the email, so you can take your time and read through it, or you can go through this video and just pause at those points, whatever works for you. So what I would like you to do with all of that information now is make a lovely poster about the life of William Shakespeare. You can include lots of facts. I want it to be informative. I want it to be colourful. And I want you to really show me what you've learned about William Shakespeare's life. Okay? And I want you to send a picture of your poster to our Year 6 email address. And remember, there's lots of class charts, points and certificates up for grabs. So please do your best, and I will speak to you tomorrow.